Hey Phil, how do you alleviate the problem with backstage politics like that? Is it possible or no?
Yeah, you grow a set of fucking balls, and you
Thank you.
Thank
duck.
you.
You don't duck fucking everybody. You don't not have production meetings. You don't fucking take credit for all the good shit, and then like try and ignore all the bad shit. You don't do that. You just Tony's got to man the fuck up and take a step back from creative a little bit, and then not. Here's the thing. I don't know if they're giving everyone as much creative control as maybe some of them. Like, you got to understand, people are like, Monet has pure, absolute creative control. It's like maybe, yeah, she took advantage of the women's roster, but if it was like her and Edge came to butting heads, like, who do you think's gonna, you know what I mean? Like, what happens when Mox's creative control meets Mercedes' creative control, and that's why you get clusterfucks in AEW.
Yep.
And so I don't think they're giving I don't think Ricochet has all the free, like, he's free to do his own promos and come up with his gimmick and kind of do his own thing. But I think, I don't think his contract's like, oh, you can just do whatever you want the way like an Edge could or a Monet could. I don't know if they're doing that anymore, but who knows? Everyone's free there. That was the big pitch, right? Like, hey, everybody, you get paid lots and you can, it's ran by the boys for the boys and everyone can do what they want to do. So if we're to believe that, then I mean, it's no shock we get so much drama backstage. So how do you alleviate all that? You just fucking man up and whip them in shape and just tell everybody,
Run it like an actual business.
yeah, you all have to like fucking, because when you're on the road, man, you build camaraderie. These people are all wrestling like divas. You just show up to work once a week and fucking get paid 6 figures or 7 figures or 8 figures. You show up to work once a week, whatever town they're in. That's bullshit. Like, wrestlers be driving up the roads together and you're wrestling each other every fucking night. And then when you go to television or pay-per-view or PLE, then you have a spectacular match. There's a reason for that. In WWE, you have the fucking PC. These people are having, William Regal said it. He's like, we set up the ring for TV and then I go there and hold a seminar like 2 hours before the show starts or whatever. It's like, that's bullshit. Tony could be investing in all this, in all of these. He could be investing in facilities, all sorts of things that could be developing and just alleviating some of the drama by having these people work together and work through their bullshit together, by wrestling each other and being in the locker room together more instead of just like a bunch of big egos who meet up once a week and then you pile on a bunch of more big egos for the pay-per-views and then, oh, look, the Young Bucks decide they want to come back again when the TV's turning around a little bit. Now that, houses are up a bit, here come the Bucks. And
houses are getting too big. Bring in the Bucks.
Yeah, you have to.
Phil, you mentioned paying the wrestlers lots of money. How many of the guys, because I hear rumors and shit, how many of the guys have favored nation clauses, do you think?
I don't know. I don't even know if any. Like, I've never ever heard anybody. And I'm not a fucking dirt sheet, by the way, but I've never.
I know. I was just asking your opinion.
I've never heard I've never had Husey be like, yo, Conan said these guys get favored nations. I've never, you guys see some boys pop in the fucking chat, you know what I mean? Like, people who work there and shit, and they'll say what's up. And, if I talk to them behind the scenes, I'm not like, hey, like asking details about contracts and shit. So, but just in passing and from what I've never heard of anybody having favored nations. Although, if anyone did, I would assume the fucking Young Bucks or like Jericho, probably Jericho, like one of those people with one of those type of egos would definitely have one. I don't even think Mox would care about that. I just think people are down with like, oh, you'll give me $3 million guaranteed? Okay, let's fucking do that.
That's what I think. I think they're all just happy enough with where they're at because Tony just offers them so much more than they've ever seen before. Where they've ever been able to actually, more than they've ever dealt with in their life, and so they don't need favored nations with it. They just get what they're going to get out of Tony. The bigger question is who's in his ear and who does he actually listen to? Because that seems to change from month to month, week to week.
But if someone told me that like Mercedes Monet has favored nations among the women, if any woman comes in the company And Mercedes, like, would you be shocked? No, I wouldn't be shocked of anybody hustling Tony out of a deal that favors them way more than it favors him in AEW, you know?
Yeah.
Cool. Hey, top mod of the Discord, Lincoln Hawk. You want to say anything over there, buddy?
Oh yeah, I saw him pop up and ask to speak.
Hey guys, what's up? No, I was gonna say, I know with the recent contracts, so I know the agent for Alberto and Thunder Rosa and a few other people, and anything recent contract-wise, yeah, there's no such thing as favored nations. But what I was gonna say earlier also was that I think the problem they're gonna have if they get the belt off Moxley is that makes Tony admit to an extent that he's wrong, and he's never done that before.
Yeah, and I don't even think he can. I think that's the issue. Like, he's never had to in his life. You mean he's a spoiled rich kid. So he just acts like a petulant child.
But I think you're right that this is the best opportunity he has to right the ship.
Yeah, that's why this is that line in the sand moment.
Yeah, if Swerve, if he considers him one of his guys, Darby, he considers one of his guys.
Oh,
so
yeah.
That might be the better of, like, Darby will be the one to get it off Mox, like one of his guys through and through. But I think Swerve rides hard enough for the company, and you see everyone virtue signaling online about, there's 13 black guys on this card and stuff like that. So it's maybe Tony's like, we'll go with that again, because the last time the fans were sort of up in arms and bringing that discussion up, the AEW fan base, he went with Swerve too. So I don't know if that's where his mentality's at, though. I have no clue, right? You don't know how Tony thinks.
That's obvious.
Yeah, that's a good thing if he's able to, like, play people the way, like, WWE's been playing people using social media, because you don't know what they're doing, and that's been a good thing. But with Tony, it's like Dave Meltzer famously said, it doesn't make sense, but in wrestling booking, it makes perfect sense, Brian. And that's, Tony thinks that way too,
That's
like, well, it doesn't make sense. You can't explain it, but wrestling, right? So, yeah, who knows? But yeah, I would say this though: the right move may be to just wait for Darby at All In. So I'm switching to Mox. I think Mox beats Swerve tonight.
We've convinced. Yeah. That's where I'm staying with it, just because when the whole Mox thing started with him taking away Darby's title shot, and because of that, I feel like they were like, no, and they said long-term booking, he'll take it off Mox at All In, so that's their plan. They just didn't figure out any of what they wanted to do between now and then. They just thought, yes, this is what we're going to do. This is the start. This is the end. Somebody else write the book in the middle.
And I think my mind's changed on that for sure. And because here's the other thing too, Darby and Swerve can just wrestle each other down the line and have their moments like a year from now or whatever, because they're boys, so they can wrestle more.
That could be a good heel turn for Swerve, where Swerve can go full heel and be trying to take it off of Darby because he turns on him or something. That would make perfect sense, because that would be a story about long-term friendship, and all of Tony's stories involve friendship on some level. That's all he can ever think of. I want my friends.
We're all friends.
Does anybody know what Darby's timetable is to return?
I don't even know
Depends if he lives or dies.
Yes. He's got to make it
down
the mountain.
Facts.
He'll be back. I think in time for All In. So
I would think so, because I think the whole Everest trek takes like 2 to 3 months, like round trip. But I don't know when he left either. So I know there's only like a small window where you're even allowed to climb Everest. So that's why when he broke his foot, he couldn't do it that first time.
Yeah, and with Tony Khan as well, like, he just needs like 2 weeks to fucking be like, Darby's back. He gets the shot at All In.
Yeah.
He'll do it the day before if it works for Darby. So,
do you think they'll bring a GoPro with them and he tries to shoot a promo from the top of Everest? That'd actually be kind of cool. I might actually like that.
It'd be different.
Right.
Yeah, it would be.
No, I just had that thought. Like, say, if you're going to do it and send him up there, somebody bring a camera and at least like shoot a promo with him up there, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, Rick should have been doing promos this whole time, as far as just like preparation and everything, and build that character connection.
Ricochet did one at his wedding. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, that's the only way I could see if for that match too. Like, I could see Like that's how they debut Samantha. Somehow she gets involved, and because of her involvement, he wins. And then she takes the mic and announces him as the winner. And then she's his she's personal ring announcer, I guess, would what she would be. And his manager. I don't know, because she's obviously signed with them and going to debut at some point soon.
Have you ever seen footage of people trying to climb Everest?
I've seen pictures.
Yeah, it's brutal.
It's brutal. So tough.
Well, and I know there's like over 200, corpses on the mountain, like because of people that didn't make it or whatever else. Oh God, why is this guy on the screen now? Why oh Jesus.
Ishii, dude.
Yeah, it's Ishii. Oh, and now there's Briscoe. Because he's with Briscoe and his weird group, right? And Briscoe has that match against Fletcher. Oh God. I really feel bad for the show.
And then Mark.
Yeah, I'm kind of reading about how many people actually try to do this Everest thing and don't even make it.
Well, and there's like a whole section
amazing.
of like just rich people that like basically pay their way to go up for it. And the Sherpas do most of the work and carry the stuff, and they climb like a little bit each day. Is Darby doing the Club Med version, or is Darby doing like the real version?
They don't really tell you. They say just training and mental preparation. I don't think he started yet.
Really? Okay.
There's nothing that says he started.
Yeah, and you would hope there would at least be like something like a weekly update, like what was it, like when Randy Orton was hurt,